Hello guys, today I'm going to tell you why I think Dying Light is a really good game and you should definitely check it out. Now the first thing I want to bring up about this game is the graphics. I mean, the graphics are just amazing. I mean, the game came out in 2014 and it looks just as good as like a game that could have that would have been released in like 2019, 2018. And I don't even use the highest graphic settings because my PC can't handle them. I mean, I get 40 FPS with VSync on, um, which I mean it works for me, um, and it looks fucking beautiful. I mean, the god rays, like the reflections, the shadows, the grass. I mean, foliage, everything. The next thing I want to bring up is that it's open world. I mean, a lot of games claim to be open world, but I mean, sure you can run around in the world, but a lot of them, like for example GTA, doesn't allow you to enter buildings. That's one of the things that Dying Light has. I mean, you can't enter every single building, but there's a lot of buildings that you can enter. Um, I Just because I'm telling you this, I can't find the building to actually showcase this on. I mean, that's my typical luck, I guess. Here we have a building, for example. I mean, this is just a normal house. Um, and in these houses, this is something I also want to bring up. Collectibles. Um, in the different houses and places spread out around Haran, uh, where you where Dying Light takes place, there's collectibles, like there's voicemails, there's notes. I mean, there's statues and flags, but those aren't really unique. Um, but I mean, just there's not one map. I mean, most open world games they have like one map, right? Um, Dying Light has three main ones anyway. I mean, sure, there's more like the what is chemical storage or something that you play during like one mission, but you can still go to after the game. Where I don't want to like talk about it too much, but you have slums, which um, those are just like it's the poor area of Haran where the poor people live, uh, and there's not a lot of buildings there. Um, it's also I think it's the smallest map. Um, Small houses, not that many houses you can enter, and it's hard to. I mean, there's not a lot of parkour. It's pretty flat. Then you have Old Town, or Sector Zero as it's also called, where the outbreak first began. Uh, this is like, well, as its name suggests, it's the old town. These are like old houses. They almost look. I mean, I'm not sure which architecture it is, but um, the Old Town is probably my favorite place because this is where you'll find most collectibles in the base game anyway, and there's a lot of stuff to do here. And I also think the houses look absolutely beautiful. And then if you bought the enhanced edition, which I suggest you do, um, you get the countryside, um, which is the map for the following DLC, which is it's a huge map. I mean, I think it's if I don't know the exact like statistics, but if I think it's like at least twice the size of Old Town, if not more. Um, but there's not a lot of like parkour involved there. Instead, you have buggies which you can upgrade and put paints on and stuff. Uh, there's a lot of zombies there as well. A lot of exploration, and you have special types of zombies, which I'll bring up more later. Of course, I can't talk about the places on the map without actually showing them to you. So this is pretty much what the slums look like. Um, as you can see, the buildings are kind of run down. They're not made from the greatest materials. They're pretty short as well. Um, there's a lot of trash laying around everywhere. Um, this is where you'll spend most of your time on the game. I mean, if you're playing through the campaign anyway. Um, yeah, but like I don't have to go that far. Like I don't have to walk around a lot to show you what like it pretty much looks like. And I got stuck there. Nice. And then you have um, well, the countryside, which was added in the following DLC, which you can get in like the enhanced edition. Now this is probably the most gorgeous map. Well, depending on what you like, of course, but um, this has like, if you like nature, this is probably going to be your favorite map. There's not a lot of parkour. There's a lot of open areas. Um, and of course you have this thing, the buggy, which is necessary since, well, the map is large. I mean, it is huge. So if you want to get around effectively, you need to use this. And you can also upgrade it to make it more effective as well. And like, yeah, I mean, it's really fun, but it's also hard to control. Uh, Also, I think I should show you. Just look at this. This is the size of the map. And then there's, you see all of these are like racing. All these things are things you can do. Out hunting towers, there's missing people, and there's a lot of quests as well. Um, these are just the following quests. I mean, as you can notice, this video has absolutely no structure because I'm kind of going back and forth between things. I mean, I'm supposed to talk about how large the world is and stuff, and I'm talking about, oh yeah, there's a lot of quests. Well, I mean, that's also part of the open world experience. I mean, running around and like looking for missing people, uh, finding quests as you go around. But yeah, that's all I have to talk about when it comes to like the map design, which is probably one of the things that this game does the best. The next thing I want to talk about is the story, well, the campaign of the game, um, which I mean it is divided into two sections, I guess you could say. I mean, you have the story that's added with the following, and then you have like the main campaign. Personally, I prefer the following. I think the story and stuff in the following is really interesting. Also, the ending on the following, I'm not gonna spoil anything about either of the campaigns, but depending on which choice you make during the end of the following campaign, you can get different outcomes. Well, there's like two you can choose between, but I mean, it's alright. I mean, some games don't have any at all, so um, but that doesn't mean that the campaign, uh, like the base campaign, is bad by any means. No. Well, I mean, it isn't the greatest campaign I've played in a game, but I mean, for what it is, I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, it takes. I think it took me about 20 hours. Well, not like of constantly playing the campaign, but like when I was 20 hours into the game, I first completed the campaign, which is pretty good. Um, and in total, I have roughly 140 hours, almost 150, which means that like the campaign isn't the main focus of this game. Far from it. I mean, that's just a small portion that you can do, but it's by no means like the entire game. There's a lot more to do than just playing the campaign. Another thing I want to bring up are the zombies. I mean, it's a zombie game, so the zombies are, of course, a large portion of the game. And I think Dying Light handled them excellently. There aren't like one. like like I don't know how to say it, but like there isn't like one type of zombie. There's multiple different types. But I'm going to begin with talking about the normal zombie, the biters. Um, Now these, while sure they are common, there's also variation to the biters. For example, uh, when you start out the game, biters will have like little clothing and they'll be pretty weak. Well, I mean, there'll be like, well, it's sort. I mean, they level with you. That's what I'm trying to say. Um, so when you first begin, they aren't too powerful, but I mean, compared to the weapons you have, they are pretty powerful still. Um, but as you level up, the zombies get like you can actually see them becoming stronger because they get like clothes, like more clothes and like clothes made out of better materials. And you can like find these like poison zombies, which explode when you kill them, which can attract virals. Um, and speaking of virals, that's one of the special types of zombies that Dying Light has. Uh, and they're like people who just turn into zombies pretty much, but they possess human attributes. So they can run, they can climb, hell, they can actually speak at times as well. So, and they can also dodge attacks from you. So they still show some signs of being human. And then there are like, I think the first special type of zombie you actually encounter is the goon. Um, and the goon is like a really tall zombie that's using like a brick hammer. Well, not a brick hammer, but like a, I don't even know what it's made out of. A concrete hammer or something. I mean, it's a large hammer, and he will knock you down uh, from like a significant distance as well. Uh, think goons also change with your character. Um, so first you'll encounter like goons in like these yellow, no wait, like orange suits. But then you'll encounter like firefighter uh, goons, and then like the last version. Well, one of the last versions you'll encounter is like one with like a fully exposed body. I mean, there's no clothing on him like at all. Um, but then there's a special type after that as well, which is uh, like green, which I think starts appearing when you are higher level, like higher legend level. Uh, and then another special type of zombie is the bomber. Uh, Bombers pretty much run up, like if they're close to the player, they will explode. If you attack them, they will explode. If they take damage, they'll explode. And if they can't reach you, they'll explode. So that's like all they do. They explode. But if you're too close, you'll pretty much get like one like insta killed. Although it does take a while for them to explode. So if you notice them, just run away. Well, you can run close to them, then just grapple away or something. Uh, Another special type of zombie is the Demolisher. Probably, uh, I mean, it's one of the more common special types of zombies, I feel like, because when you're in Old Town, a lot of the random encounters are centered around Demolishers attacking survivors. Anyway, Demolishers are like policemen that got, like, it's like a mutated version of the virus that, for some reason, only affected people with riot armor. Well, I guess there's like due to like game limitations. I guess that's why they all look the same. Um, but these are really tanky and they're armored as well. Uh, but you can remove the armor and make them like easier to kill than goons almost. Uh, I mean, I can't really think of any other. I mean, there's the toads. They're ranged. They spit stuff at you. screamers, which are infected children, which will cry, and when you get close, they'll scream, like the name suggests. And then during the night, there's the volatiles, which is like the main enemy, I guess you could call them, like the big baddie. Although they aren't too difficult to kill either, if you ask me anyway. They aren't the most tanky, but they have like the mobility of a viral, the speed attack of a toad, uh, and the damage of like a demolisher. So they're definitely hard to kill, but it's not like the hardest if you ask me. I mean, it all depends on which tactic you use to defeat uh, the enemy at question. But there's also, before moving on to the next section, I also want to address, I'm not going to talk about these in detail, but in the following DLC, you can actually encounter uh, special types of these special types of infected, so specials. Uh, and these are extra powerful, extra large. I mean, they're boss fights basically. Um, some are still pretty easy to kill, Thor, um, while others are pretty difficult, like Howler. I'm not gonna explain who Howler or Thor is, but you'll find out when you play the game. Another thing I want to bring up that makes Dying Light so great is the variation of weapons. Um, I'm just going to show you my player stash, and you'll see there's a lot of different types. Um, Damn, I have a lot of shit here. Wait, is this? Oh wait, I'm looking at through my own inventory. Here's the storage. Uh, like you can see, rice gun, handsaw, cleaver, sledgehammer, double bit axe, machete, bulava. I know what it is, but I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. I guess it's a type of hammer. Semi-auto shotgun, pickaxe, uh, rusty shotgun, wrench, dagger, baseball bats, more daggers, rifles, bows, uh, like muscular. I'll talk about that later. Crossbows. I didn't even know I had those. Uh, and like you can see, there's a lot of stuff here: SMGs, scythe, double barrel shotgun, nightclub, quick shooter, six shooter, bastard sword, short sword. I mean, there's a lot of stuff here. I mean, sickles, rebars, planks, oars, pipes, um, and you can also, like, if you have a weapon. Let's see if I have something I can use as an example here. Okay, we'll use this sacrificial short sword. You can upgrade your weapons and add effects to them. For example, impact makes you knock back enemies, which is really good. Bleeding, I guess that's pretty self-explanatory. Uh, Electricity, well, electricity, that's also dangerous because it can hurt you, so I don't recommend using electricity a lot. Um, you also have fire, which, uh, well, puts them on fire. You got toxic, which is really good. Um, and I mean, I think that's like all. Um, and then you can use these and put them on weapons. So I have a strobe knight here, which I can put on my Kopesh. Just as an example. I wasn't meant to use this, but yeah. And then you can also um, make some, like this. These are added in DLC, so these aren't part of the main game. But you see these ones here. Punk Queen. Uh, Punk Queen is pretty good actually. I mean, it has a lot of knockback. I mean, at least to me. I had like a golden Punk Queen and it was fucking powerful. I think I still have it actually. I might be able to show it in like an actual Dying Light video. That isn't a review. Boss Killer, really good against armored enemies. Lacerator, this weapon is garbage. I mean, you use it on the absolute weakest of things, but it's good early game. The Constable, uh, is decent. Wrench Kiss, pretty terrible as well. Then there's also this thing called developer blueprints. That's what my friend called them. I honestly don't know. Yeah, oh, they are called developer blueprints. Never mind. And these are hidden around like the maps, and these are just fun to mess around with, I guess. I mean, they have some different effects. Pizza suit. Oh shit! I actually made one. Well, it doesn't really matter. Pizza suit is it's fine. Origami, correct machete, and XP caliber. This one's pretty interesting. It doubles your damage. Oh, no, not your damage. The XP you get while using it. But it's also pretty weak. And since I was talking about developer blueprints earlier that were hidden around the map, something else that's hidden around the map are these. You got notes here, which you can read. There's a lot of notes, and I'm not even done. I don't even think I've found half of them. There's voicemails. There's journal entries. Uh, for example, we have voicemail 16 maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah, we don't want to listen to that. I don't want to get demonetized, even though I can't even get monetized. I don't want to risk getting monetized. But it's pretty good that Dying Light has this, because it rewards you for exploring the map which Dying Light has. Oh look, here's a note. I haven't found this before. Note 9. Okay, let's just read this, because I haven't read it before. Gersel. Okay, I'm not gonna read this because I can't make good impressions of voices. But like, there's a reason for you to explore the maps other than just, well, nothing pretty much. So you have a reason to look around, like under every rock, run through every building, check every room, everything, because you can find stuff there. And there's also Steam achievements for this if you're buying it on PC, and there's probably achievements for it on consoles as well. So if you want to like 100% the game, you have to go out and look for them. But yeah, that's just a quick thing I want to mention. That sure, it may not sound like it's a lot, but it's pretty huge actually. Because I mean, it gives you something to do after you're done with the main story, other than just killing zombies. And the last thing of many things I can mention that I actually want to mention before I end the video is that the skill tree. I mean, this thing is just, I mean, it's awesome. It gives you, I mean, it rewards you for playing the game pretty much. I mean, if you play it and level up, you're going to get access to new abilities. Um, it will give you infinite stamina if you level up enough, which is huge actually. I'm going to, here, I'll just show you the skill tree. Oh wait, wrong menu. Here we go. We have 4 different skills. Well, an extra one if you're playing the following, because then you'll have the driving skill as well. But I'm not going to talk about that because I'm not too fond of driving. But anyway, if you level up Survivor, you'll get access to like new crafting recipes, how to use traps, camouflage, which is really good, shields, grappling hook. This one's huge. Traversing the terrain without a grappling hook is really slow. Grappling hooks can make you jump from building to building within seconds, if even that. It's crazy how effective it is. I mean, look, you see how slow I'm swimming, right? I want to get out of here. I can just jump, use the grappling hook, and I'm out. I want to get over there. Grappling hook. I want to get over there. Grappling hook. Sure, some might say it ruins the fun, but I mean, you don't want to be running around at this pace all the time. It's just boring. So that's why the grappling hook is so great. And that's just one of many skills. You got infinite stamina. You can I'm not too fond of this skill. That's the only complaint I have. Tic Tac. I just don't find it to be very good. Apparently it takes a lot of skill, and I guess I'm not very skilled at this game. And then you have these like takedowns, stunning, and stomp. Uh, you can fight without using stamina. You can repair weapons more. They use up less durability. And then legend. This rewards you for, well, if you keep playing the game after you're done with like maxing all the other skills, you can level up your legend skills. Oops, didn't mean to open that. Uh, so not only do you get better stats if you upgrade legend, like for example here you get like extra damage on certain types of weapons, which can go up to 100% extra damage on that type of weapon if you level your legend enough. You also get exclusive outfits. Rice Killer, which makes you look like a rice soldier. You can look like Brecken. And those are just examples of like why the leveling system and skill tree is so good in Dying Light. And I just mentioned leveling, and I'll bring this up really quick. I should have said this during the weapon section, but also if you level up, the weapons you find will also become better. You'll find types of weapons you haven't found before. And damn, I wish I would have actually followed the script here, because I just keep thinking of stuff that I could say. Uh, so another thing I can mention, that is not like if you run around the map. I was talking about collectibles, right, which rewards you for uh, running around. But I mean, the reward from collectibles isn't that much, other than like, oh yeah, you can read them from time to time. There's a Steam achievement for them. You can find blueprints as well while running around. I mean, some are given to you through quests, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with giving you blueprints through quests. But there's also the ones that you can find just by running around the map. For example, some of the most powerful ones, like Toxic Reaper, which gives bleeding and toxic to your weapons. That one is found through exploring in Old Town. So, which gives you, I mean, the rewards for exploring the open world that Dying Light has, they are just amazing. I mean, this is an open world game done right. There are open world games that don't like reward you for exploring that much. Dying Light, however, does reward you with a lot of different things. Oh, and did I mention how fun it is to throw things at zombies so they fly all over the place? I mean, just look at this. Maybe it's just me that's a bit childish, but I think throwing gas canisters at zombies to make them go flying is really fun. Um, and drop kicking, that's also really fun if I can get enough drop kick on these guys. No, I can't, because I keep fucking vaulting on them. But you can drop kick zombies out of your way and watch them like fall down from buildings as well. I mean, the zombie physics. I mean, like you can see, there's no structure to this video at all. But I mean, the zombie physics, they're amazing. I love them. And I love Dying Light. I think I'm going to keep playing this game until Dying Light 2 comes out, and probably after that, because honestly, I don't think Dying Light 2 looks as fun as Dying Light, which I can cover in a separate video, I guess. Because I mean, there's a lot of video ideas I have, and since I don't have the time to record a lot, I record like most videos at the same time. So maybe I'll record that video today, but I think that video needs. Well, I don't think it needs scripting though. I could just watch the trailers and stop at parts of the trailer that I disagree with, and not just trailers, the gameplay, like demo video thing. Anyway, this video has been a mess. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll check out Dying Light, and you could add me on Steam, and we could possibly play together. Chances are that I'm going to ignore you, because I mean, I prefer playing games alone, gives you more control, but I might add you, okay? So, plus I need friends on Steam, I'm so lonely, please. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.